Hello everybody, it's me again, Martin Edwards from Me So Healthy Too. It's very nice to be back and to share my experiences and my discoveries of better ways of improving one's health. Today I wanted to talk about something called ashwagandha root. I want to talk about what it is, how it benefits you, and what I've discovered that it's been doing for me. Now, ashwagandha root, it's been used as a holistic medicine for... It's a shrub that sprouts green leaves, as you might expect, with what looks like small red berries. But it's not the berry, it's the root of the ashwagandha plant. The ashwagandha root has been tested and tried in laboratory conditions that have a lot of beneficial effects on the human body. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, and what it could do to help you and what it's for. Ashwagandha root has another name called Indian ginseng. Now, ginseng, as you might know, is very good for one's libido. The reason it's called Indian ginseng is because it does give you some extra pep. It's been known to increase fertility in men. It increases your sperm count, makes your sperm more likely to be more fertile, gives you a higher sex drive as well. Apparently it does. You'll find that most things that might give you a boost in your fertility will be affecting your hormones as well. Does exactly that. It's very good at balancing hormones, and so for any men out there who are interested in taking the ashwagandha root, what it does is it will boost your testosterone levels. If you're somebody who likes to go down the gym and work out and you need that extra energy to do so, it will give you that extra boost. It's also good for, like I said, balancing hormones, but also mood as well. It's very good for those people who might suffer bouts of depression. Now, if you go to your local GP, see a psychiatrist, and you are prescribed something to stabilise your mood, some sort of drug, maybe it might be an idea, because I work in the healthcare sector, and so I have a lot of clients who are on medication, and the majority of the medication that they're on are antipsychotics and mood stabilisers. So I then encounter a lot of these people who then have to take other forms of medication to counteract the side effects of medication that they're taking on a daily basis. So if you can find a natural alternative to stabilising your mood, then I would recommend you go for something that's as natural as can be. It helps with stress levels, and when you are feeling high levels of stress, your cortisol levels will rise. That's a fight and flight response that you're feeling. But if you have long periods of stress, then that cortisol level then is actually not benefiting your body at all. It's actually very then counterproductive. So what you want then is to find something to actually stabilise the way that you're feeling. If you are somebody who works in a very stressful environment, and I work in the healthcare sector, I work with people who have learning difficulties, Asperger's, a whole range of different other side afflictions as well that they might be dealing with. And so mood is always something that we are trying to help them manage and stabilise. So I would recommend that my clients take something that's more naturally sourced rather than the pharmaceutical. But hey, you know, I'm not a doctor, but I do try and seek out the healthiest form of supplementation out there, which will more than likely be the most natural form that you can find that's actually going to benefit the body. So I recommend, if you are somebody who does find themselves in stressful situations on a regular basis, such as myself, if anybody who works in the healthcare sector knows what I'm talking about, ashwagandha root I think is a very good choice to take as a means of balancing anxiety, mood swings, and depression. Okay, actually really helps you. It's also good for balancing your thyroid as well. Some people might suffer from thyroid problems, and it actually does help you manage your thyroid and help you level out that as well. Also, it's a good anti-inflammatory. If you're somebody who suffers from joint pain sometimes, and I do sometimes, I've mentioned before about my knee, it does click, and I do believe it's my driving style, but I've been driving that long, and maybe it's partly a bad habit of my driving, but it doesn't benefits somebody like myself who has actually dodgy joints in general. I'm hoping that it's actually relieving a lot of that joint discomfort that I feel. If I wasn't taking it, then it could be a lot worse. I'm going to continue taking it, and hopefully that is staving off any bouts of arthritis that might seriously start afflicting my joints. Also, my neck cracks a lot as well. I have noticed that it doesn't crack so much, right? So it could actually be doing some good to my body and my joints in general. Anti-inflammatory also means it's generally going to be good for your heart as well. If you do suffer from any sort of heart conditions at all, which might be relieved by an anti-inflammatory, then I would recommend ashwagandha root for that as well. So it possibly then does stave off heart disease and quite likely cholesterol as well. So good for your heart, right? I also mentioned about the fact that it's good for energy levels. So if you are somebody who works out in a gym and you are going to put a protein shake together, I do then recommend that you put some ashwagandha root in your smoothie. It's going to increase your energy levels in the gym, and I'm pretty sure that I've noticed that about myself as well. It's good for energy in general. Good energy means good chi, good state of mind, good clarity of mind. It also helps with the memory. And when you do get older, you know, your memory does sort of slip a little bit. I'm somebody who used to take a lot of pride in sort of navigating my way from A to Z quite easily. I do find myself now relying, sadly, a lot on my sat nav, because I find that my recall isn't as great as it used to be. And so, maybe I'm just like, you know, really reliant on technology. But anything that might give you a better, stronger means of recalling information is great. That means then you're possibly staving off things like dementia, you know, Parkinson's maybe. Those things really do take a toll on the mind. And then obviously affects you as a human being, because your mind is your personality, right? You start losing that, you start losing yourself. So anything that might keep up your energy levels, your mental clarity, when it comes to needing some natural form of stimulant that might motivate you to have more energy, be a better person, be able to get through the day a lot easier and simpler without suffering from a lot of stresses such as adrenal fatigue, for example. It's natural for your adrenal glands to be used when you need that extra energy, but adrenal fatigue is something that basically just brings your body down to a slump. And so this actually helps you manage your adrenal glands as well. It helps with your digestive system as well. I'm somebody who, as I mentioned before, I have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, right? That sounds a lot better than saying I have a problem with my bowels. My digestive system sometimes is a bit sluggish. A holistic doctor did tell me that they believed that I had a leaky gut. Okay, now what leaky gut syndrome is when you have your intestines, your colon, everything that might make up your gut, basically the walls of it have been compromised. So when you're eating foods, a lot of that food isn't then simply going through your digestive system smoothly until it reaches the parts of your body that it needs, and before it reaches then the bowels, and then you evacuate. But a lot of that is actually finding its way into compromised parts of your digestive system and then leaking into your bloodstream. Now, obviously, your food's not meant to go directly into your bloodstream, right? Me personally, I was a monster when it came to eating anything that was high in glucose and fructose and carbohydrates in general. I would have chocolate for breakfast. I would have packets of sweets for lunch. And before I went to bed, there was always something, a big dessert I would have before I go to bed. I love strawberry cheesecake and I love ice cream, and I miss them both. But I don't have a craving for them. I miss what they did to my state of mind. You know what I mean? When I say that, I mean when you eat something that tastes so sweet, it does make you feel great. You know, that's why sugar is so readily consumed. But I don't have a craving for sugary things anymore, which is such a blessing. So like a drug addict, I won't touch any sweets or sugar, because then I'll be hooked. and I'll have a craving to consume more than the average person, and then I'll feel worse for it for a lot longer than the average person would. So anything that helps me stave off sugar cravings, I'm all for, and ashwagandha root does that too. So this is the product that I purchased. Alright, I got this online. I'll leave a link down below so you can actually find this particular one. It's working for me. I'm quite sure it is working for me. This is from Sevenhills, Wholefoods. It's organic, it's suitable for vegans, it's in powder form as well. I was for a long time taking it in the capsule form. That alongside maca root as well. I'll talk more about maca in another video, but it does have a lot of similar traits to ashwagandha root. And maca tastes quite caramelly as well. So it complements ashwagandha root and tastes a lot better than ashwagandha root does. Ashwagandha root tastes very earthy, very dry, and a little bitter as well. I am not really fussed about the taste of most things because since I've cut out sugar and very rich foods from my diet, then my palate is quite sensitive to even the most blandest of foods, because I can still taste and appreciate the natural taste of a lot of foods now than I couldn't do before. But there are some substances, some supplements, some foods, some beverages, whatever it might be, that you just simply don't appreciate the taste of. And ashwagandha root is one of those that I don't particularly like. I do mix it in a smoothie. I put a whole range of different things in my smoothies, and ashwagandha root I will use sparingly. But I do try and have it on a daily basis. But it's one of those things that does really taint my smoothies. I don't put any fruit or anything sweet in my smoothies for reasons I explained earlier. But I believe that I've been noticing benefits from ashwagandha root, to be honest with you. I do quite often after my smoothies, especially when I put ashwagandha root in there, I do get a buzz. I do have a sense of well-being, and it's no placebo. It's no placebo. I do have moments of clarity a lot more often than I do without having added ashwagandha root. So I stand by ashwagandha root personally. Like I said, this form is in powder. I was taking it in capsule form. Unless it's odorless garlic or something, I'll try and do away with anything in capsules, because I've got to digest the capsule and then absorb what it is that's inside. Obviously you can get capsules that are veggie capsules, so as natural as they could possibly be, but I mean they're not good for making smoothies with, and a good smoothie is in itself a liquid tonic. And that I treat as one of my snacks, to be honest. It's something I would have in between meals. I always go for powder form. It's readily absorbable, straight into your system. Start absorbing it straight away, because you haven't got to break down anything in order to get to what it is that you're actually taking in the first place, which is the ingredients inside the capsule. Yeah, I go for ashwagandha root every time. I would recommend it for anybody who's trying to heal their guts, for irritable bowel in general. I'm not sure the effect it has on parasites, but I've come across a little bit of research that says that it's actually quite good for expelling parasites as well. If you have got parasites, chances are you do have a leaky gut anyway, because your colon, your intestines, your general insides will be compromised. And not only is it good for expelling intestinal worms, but any parasites you might have in general in your body, because these things are tonics and they're cleansers. It won't actually send you to the toilet, but it will ease your bowel movements as well, and I've noticed that too. So anything that helps me with my IBS, for relieving any discomfort in my stomach, it gets a tick in my book, and ashwagandha root does. I want to see what it says on the back as well, actually. Okay, commonly used in ayurvedic medicine. This particular product has been harvested between 6 to 7 months of age, and then that's to make sure that you've got it at its most potent moment of growth. It's dried at a low temperature to maximise nutrient retention. So this stuff is actually treated with a lot of love and care and attention so that you actually do get the best benefits from ashwagandha root, especially this particular product here. So I would recommend it. Like I said, I'm going to put a link down below so you guys can purchase it yourselves. Next time I'm going to talk about maca roots. I think maca is more readily known than ashwagandha, probably because of its caramelly taste as well. It's not a bad tasting supplement. So yeah, it's been lovely talking to you. Wanted to share this information about ashwagandha root because I've been taking it now for, well, I was first introduced to it maybe about 3 years ago. I was taking it with a combination of other herbs, and then I thought I might just actually sort of purchase it alone by itself and take it and see if there were any effects that I could readily feel, and I believe that I have. So that experiment, I think, has been proven to myself to work, because I do believe that I have noticed some health benefits from it. My name is Martin Edwards. I'm signing off now from Me So Healthy 2. You can also find me on Instagram under the same name as well. Any comments that you might leave below, please do, because I love hearing from you guys. And please subscribe as well. I'm still new to this. I'm still a fledgling when it comes to putting up these videos. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the experience, and I hope you're enjoying the journey with me as well. I hope I'm not a complete bore, and I'm giving you as much information as you feel you need to make a quantifiable decision as to whether you might want to take any of the products that I talk about. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and like I always say, take care of yourselves and anybody else out there who's worth giving a shit about. The rest of the time should be taken to look after yourself and make the most of every moment that you have. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.